flies down. They're very good. It's a good start from both Mata and Carl. Getting the better exit, and both of them spun simultaneously. Heading into the camel straight, still going side by side as well. Side by side into the Curva Grande. Are they going to keep it side by side with Iceman? Yuri going for the dive bomb. Can he make it work? He's gone off a bit. And look at that. Oh, right here, right now. Otherwise, the undercut will not work. It's going to be very, very close. Iceman just gets ahead of Kyle there. Mata comes across the line, and he's your VSL Season 6 champion. So jobs are good. And so my name is Jess, one of your commentators, only commentator. I'm solo commentating once again. The first race in Australia happened 4 months after Adelaide held its last Australian Grand Prix at the end of 1995, which was in quite interesting, and obviously it went to Melbourne in 1996. That was Damon Hill's championship winning year. And Albert Park Circuit is 5.4 kilometers long, 16 turns, 6 to the left and 10 to the right, 3 DRS zones, and plenty of opportunities to overtake around this circuit. One at the start of this straight, one between turn 2 and 3, and one between turn 12 and 13. Watch out for turn 12 and 13 because it can caught you. And I know you can't see it at the moment, but I just saw someone spinning in turn 5 and 6, which can catch you out as well if you're not careful. Tire deck, not too bad around here. But I think most people will probably try and do soft to hards, but we could see people go aggressive and go on the soft to medium strategy. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this race. Hopefully no more technical issues. I can't believe I forgot. I swear I changed it earlier on today, but completely forgot. Been a busy day. But anyway, so let's find someone that hasn't had an invalidated lap. I think most people just finished. I had to start the stream late because I was busy helping somebody else for another league. Because obviously I'm in charge of that league in commentary, so I had to sort their problems out. But luckily it's all sorted for them, so we can get started with this stream. So here we go. Are you ready for some action? I know I am. Here we go then. Looks like it's a dry session at the moment. Obviously I don't know what the weather's going to be like in the race. We went to Japan last week, if you haven't guessed already. Well, you probably guessed from the first few seconds of the stream. But anyway, we were at Japan. Quite an interesting race. Mata absolutely dominating in Japan around the wet conditions, which we weren't expecting. Quite a few safety cars. A few people were struggling with the conditions as well, but Mata was the one that dominated. He has invalidated though his lap, so we won't be able to go on another one at the moment. Our current pole sitter is Panos with a 122.0, and we'll go through the championship standings, and we do see a change in the top of the standings at the moment, but we'll go for that in a minute. Luckily, Kyle did not invalidate on his flying lap, because otherwise it would be a disaster. But anyway, as he's backing up a little bit to make sure he's got some temperature for his lap. Some memorable moments gotta be in 2009, where Braun GP came out of nowhere to win the first race, and they were a new team as well. Will we see some surprises here today as you head towards turn 1? 100 meter board and aim towards 5th gear through here as you head towards turn 2. You should floor on the throttle after second DRS straight. Your braking point here is the wall on the left. Shortly after the 100 meter board. After the exit of 3, you should swing to the left hand side as far as you can to open the line for 4 and 5. Then the turn 6 and 7 complex. Very similar to turns 1 and 2 as Kyle had binned it. And that was a commentator's curse right there of a hot lap. So I am going to try and go on board with someone who has just started. That's perfect. Ryan Berry, hopefully nobody bins it. Fingers crossed. So here we go then. So you're going to be heading towards turn 3. You're going to be heading into, I would say, 4th gear through 4. Then heading towards turn 5. Swing across the track to prepare for the next corner. Turn 5 can be taken flat out, but avoid the curb on the inside, which can tell the car a little bit. Turn 7. Very important that you lead on the outside curb. You're heading towards turn 9. Brake shortly after the 100 meter board, but before the braking marker board on your left. Make sure you don't spin out. Try the position of the car so the yellow and green curb in itself runs directly under the middle of the car. He seems to be doing okay so far. As he heads towards turn 11 and turn 12, a lot of people can run right through here, and that's what causes him to bin it. It's a very tricky corner. And heading towards turn 13. Now, obviously, we passed turn 12 earlier with the DRS zone, with quite a few overtaking opportunities heading towards turn 14, 15, and heading towards turn 16. Final corner goes Ryan Berry, and what does he set for us? It is going to be a 122.671, which puts him in 4th position. But the top 3 times are set on the soft, and it is Ahmed who's actually putting a great lap time as well with a 122.2. I think I would expect the pole time to be around about the 121s, I would say. I think obviously as the track starts to get at the most grippiest, I would expect things to improve just a little bit more as Ahmed warms up for his second flying lap. So does Sam, and so does Panos, as he didn't get best exit there towards the final corner. Not ideal for the Ferrari driver, but he's looking to improve on his lap. Anyone about to cross the line that we could go on board with? Here's our new championship leader, Mata, past turn 10, and is looking to solidify his championship lead after tonight. He really wants to win here tonight. He invalidated his first lap. Seems to be okay so far, past turn 12. He went through that no trouble. Now heading towards turn 13. Clip that right-hand curb just a little bit. Nice and tidy. Short shifting a little bit. He's choosing to stay in 5th, but going into 3rd gear towards turn 15. Heading towards the final corner of 16. As he short shift to 4th. Now in 7th gear here. Final corner he goes, and it's going to be a 121.5. So we could see 120s. I thought 121s would be the benchmark time for pole, but no, it's actually could be the 120s. So we got a few reserve drivers. Cliffy's one of them, as I believe he's backed out on his lap time. Now we do have a few more rounds to go of this championship. So, and there's quite a few people that are out of the championship fight, but still, the constructors are still quite evenly matched right now. Red Bull. I keep saying time and time again about Red Bull. They need to really step it up. Currently still excuse me, my words are not doing well tonight. Currently sitting bottom of the standings and really want to climb up and beat all the other teams. Still got a few races to do it to avoid being last place. And we've seen, I think in the past in VSL, quite a few retirements around here. More than other tracks. But we are used to obviously Australia being the first track of a season. And I think obviously it's not going to be the first track in the F1 2022 season. It is Bahrain, I believe, which will be the first track. And I think Australia is the 4th track? I don't know. But hopefully the real life cars will go to Australia again. Because, I don't know, it just has that oomph to it. But I wonder if we'll have a different sense due to the fact that it's not open in the season. But anyway. Oh, as we got another retirement of Yuri, who's been to exactly the same place to what Kyle did earlier on in the session. And a few people starting to make mistakes as Mike got disqualified for facing the wrong way, as Matt is still currently sitting in pole position. A few people managing to get into the 121s. Iceman being one of them. He currently sitting in 2nd position. And Deck as well, Matt's teammate, is doing quite well as well. And don't forget that him and Ryan Berry have a little bet with themselves as to where they would finish in the championship, I have to say. It's getting quite close between these two, so... But I think Ryan Berry just has the edge over Deck, so... I forgot what they said to me, actually. What they would do if one of them loses. Because I remember me and Deck had a conversation when we went karting in the beginning of September. Seems like a long way away now. Long ago. It's not actually that long before we go karting again. In about, I think it's March. I need to remember the date. I think it's March the 5th, I think. Which is not that long. It really is. I'm quite excited for it, actually. But I think he's coming again. But anyway. He doesn't want to be behind Ryan Berry, that's for sure. But at the moment, he's ahead of Ryan Berry. So that is good. Oh, no. Panos has binned it again. He's got a damaged front wing. It looks very worse for wear at the moment. So I think he will definitely set another... I don't think he's going to have time to set another lap. So unfortunately for Panos, that will be... qualifying over for the Ferrari driver. So, who will be the first person to set a lap then? Cliffy will probably go into the pits and that will be his lap over. I'm just trying to see Casper, who is now full time. He's about to start. I think he's got a few more laps to do actually. I wonder if he can fit 2 laps in. Would that strongly suggest that it's going to rain during the race? We saw that last week, but we know obviously with Casper and his way of doing things that he likes the strategy, that he likes to be on soft for quite a bit, just get a feel for it, and he's more confident when he just gets a bit of practicing on his first few laps, get about 3 or 4 laps on the soft, then go on to a fresh set of softs for the end and just really floor it. And to be honest, he feels like, I think, based on his performances, I think he feels like he's more confident if he's got his first lap in the bag before the end of qualifying, which is competitive, and then his final lap, he doesn't have to push too much, or he can, but the pressure won't be on him as much. So I think he is just setting himself up for good things as past 14. Now, he actually has won around Australia once. I have commentated on him. It was ILR 5, Season 6 in Sideline Racing. I miss that league, I really do. But he has won here in the past. Can he get higher than P11? Coming across the line, 122.3. Stays in P11 for now. Or it might be the validated lap. I'm not entirely sure. Who will be next to cross the line? It will be Ryan Berry to finish off his lap. Well, his penultimate lap. I wonder if a few people will be setting their final laps now. So, here comes Ryan Berry up to the line. Will this be his final lap or will we be able to go again? It is a 122.204. Puts him in P6. Not too bad for him. Next, I do believe it's one of the Aston Martins about to start his flying lap. That is Iceman. Ahmed is going into the pit lane. As someone has just binned it actually, Ryan Berry, so he's not going to be going again. I wonder if that was turn 5 again. Casper's going even quicker. He's getting a bit of a tow from Kieran in the Haas. Kieran kindly moves out the way. Casper hardly has any ERS though, so, but we'll see if anyone ahead of him is on a lap. So Matt Ryan is about to start his lap, but let's follow Casper up to the line. I believe he was a second quicker in Sector 2. That was a respectable lap, a very good lap. P2 for him. Excellent stuff. I did say he's had something special around this track. I think we did have a Haas come across the line. That was Kieran. 123.5 puts him in P13, and that will be his qualifying over, I believe. He has warned that he doesn't have the best internet today, so let's hope he doesn't lag. And a checker flag has dropped. So Ahmed will start no higher than a P8. Who's next across the line? It will be our current second place man in the championship, I believe, Panos. So let's see how far he could go up the grid. Casper's happy with his lap. I don't blame him. Very, very close actually to Mata by 4 thousandths. So Panos up to the line now. Can he dispatch any of the Williams or the Alfa Romeo boys? Only P3, so still Casper and Mata quicker, but Mata manages to go quicker than Casper by 0.2 of a second. Very, very good for him. We do have the Red Bulls coming up next. Newgarden up to the line. 122.4 puts him in P11. I would be happy with that. 3 choice of tires. Alternate strategy pole position. Pete comes up to the line. P6. As Iceman has got a damaged front wing, so he won't be able to improve. Kieran up to the line. What can he do? P11 for him. And he's got the glitch where if you join midway through the session, the timer resets. But luckily Kieran has retired anyway, so good. I think he realised that everybody else was going very, very slowly. So thank you, Kieran, for not delaying the lobby. I do appreciate it. I think he obviously is aware of the glitch that is happening at the moment. So here we go. Mata is on pole position with Casper in second, Panos in third, Flexi in fourth position, Iceman in fifth, Pete in sixth, Deck in seventh, Tony in eighth position, Ryan Berry in ninth, Ahmed in 10th position. And we've got Kieran, Matt Ryan, Newgarden, Lee, Kev, Yuri, Cliffy setting lap times. And Kyle did not set a lap time because he crashed out because I was on board with his hot lap. And Mike, unfortunately, got disqualified. So there we go. Without further ado, guys, we will go through the championship standings. Hopefully nobody readies up too early this time like we saw last week. So here we go. So by 2 points, only 2 points, are quite a close fight between our top two at the moment. Mata is leading the championship, 205 to Panos is 203. So Panos is in second position. Flex is in third with 187. Kieran, fourth position, 163 points. Fifth is Kyle, 146. Sixth is Ryan Berry, 127. Seventh is Casper with 92. Eighth is Pete with 83. Iceman is ninth, joint with Deck actually, on 81 points. 11th is Tony on 79 points. 12th is J-Luke on 76, even though he's only a reserve, still gaining some respectable points. Someone has readied up too early, I believe. Tut. Has to be quickly with the standings then. Hatari on 75, Kev on 42, Cliffy on 40, Matt Ryan on 31, Speedless Ann on 30, Mike on 26, Yuri on 22, Lee on 22. It's like doing the race rundown that Matthew Gallagher does. But anyway, here's your second page with Senderman, Ahmed, Bettinio, Newgarden, Risky, Dave, and all these other people. Don't really want to go through too much because half of them are not even here. Constructor standings. Do. Actually, this gives me a good chance to sort out the telemetry stuff. Whilst you can't see it at the moment, which is always a good thing. Anyway, Williams are leading the way. 306 points. Alfa Romeo in second, 298. Third is McLaren, 270. Fourth is Alpine, 231. Fifth is Ferrari, 225. Sixth is Haas, 209. Seventh is Aston Martin, 152. Eighth is Mercedes with 83. Ninth is AlphaTauri with 73. And 10th is Red Bull with 42 points. And before we head to the race, just a quick reminder of our sponsors. We are sponsored by Rogue Energy, who has been partnering us for the whole season so far. If you want to get exclusive discounts with Rogue Energy's products, you can use the code VSLF1 for 10% off. So thank you very much, Rogue Energy, for sponsoring us this season. So here we go then. So looking at the tyres then, top 10 obviously qualified on the soft compounds. So they'll be starting on them. Free tyre choice for the rest of the field. Kieran on the mediums, he got disqualified on the formation lap though. Tut. Matt Ryan's on the mediums, Newgarden's on the mediums, Lee is on the mediums, Kev is on the softs, Yuri is on the softs, Cliffy's on the mediums, Carl's on the mediums, and Mike's on the softs. So a bit of a mixed bag. So 5, pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 on the mediums and 3 on the softs. So more people just wanted to go for a medium strategy outside the top 10. So without further ado, let's get cracking with the race then. As Mike will be the last person to get to his grid slot. So, in Albert Park in Melbourne, the 5 red lights are on with Matta and Casper alongside. And we are underway. Let's see who has a better getaway. Looks pretty even for some of the drivers, but Casper had the better launch over Matta. So did Panos, actually. I think Matta was caught napping there as we head toward now turn 2. I think everyone's got away unscathed, but we do have a bit of contact at the back as Lee has got sent into Spinaroonie at the moment, but it is Casper just holding on to the lead there. Matta overtaking Panos again for second position, and I think that was a legitimate overtake, even though there was yellow flags. Flexi up into 4th as well. A few people dropping positions, but seems to be okay for the top 10. But with the likes of obviously Lee, Kieran, they've dropped their way through the field at the moment. The 2 Hasses not doing a good job. Neither is the Ferrari of Lee. So Mike trying to make his way through past Kev, perfectly fine, as there was a yellow flag. I didn't see what that yellow flag was, but we have got it. As I think it's just a one that pops randomly, I think on the track. But anyway, we've got Panos and Matta side by side into turn 15. 13, Matta getting a bit squirmy on exit, which allows Panos to say thank you very much. I'm getting that position. We did see a fight going on in the background as well with, I can't remember who it was. It might be the 2 Alpine drivers at the moment. So that will allow Panos to close up to the likes of Casper and try and really reel him in and try and take the lead of this Grand Prix. Another person that's also quite close is the other Alfa Romeo of Kyle on the back of Matt Ryan. Kyle doing a superb job on those medium tyres. Don't forget Kyle started, I think, 18th on the grid. He's already up into P11, so Kyle's had a really good start so far as they make their way towards turn 4 and into turn 5. Kyle always dreads this corner now, since he knows he messed up in qualifying, but he seems to be okay about it now. Been using quite a lot of ERS as you head towards 7. And here's the kink of turn 8. I don't know why they call it a kink, but there we go. So here comes Kyle into turn 9 and 10. Matt Ryan just having the edge there. Oh, that was a bit squirmy from Kyle there, which caught Yuri off guard actually as well. But we're seeing Ahmed and Yuri going side by side into turn 11. And Ahmed again just having the edge there. So Ahmed stays in P12. But we do see him about here. Kyle to the left-hand side of Matt Ryan. Can he make the move stick into turn 13? He does. Brilliant stuff from him up into P10. Highest medium runners so far. Here, I believe, is looking to do a medium to soft strategy. Some people have underfueled the cars, so they were hoping that a safety car would bring a lot of action, or maybe there could be some safety cars. I know there has been a prediction in the VSL chat that there would be 5 safety cars, all the safety cars. But I'm going to say there could be 1 or 2. That's my prediction. But I know a few people are going to absolutely hate me for it. But who cares? And I nearly swore on air, which was not good, as Matt Ryan and Elgato were the first 2 drivers to pick up a penalty. As Pete also got a bit squirmy, and Tony having the better traction. And in towards turn 9 and 10, then side by side as he almost hit that right-hand curb there. Not many people can go side by side there, but pure respect to both of these drivers as they make their way towards turn 11. Pete just about doing enough to defend off the Alpine as Tony has binned it. How on earth did he not retire there? But Kyle did. Where did Kyle retire? And we got a virtual safety car. So I wonder if Kyle got caught up in that. And he might have saw what, obviously, the spinning car did and just got distracted, maybe. I don't know. But how did the Red Bull not get damaged? or not get severe damage or retire from the race. That was pure luck, I have to say. But we do have a safety car. I did say there was going to be a safety car. Commentator's curse once again. I'm hoping that there wasn't going to be one. And I have a feeling that Matt Ryan's going to put commentator's curse in the bingo card next week. But don't want to give him too many ideas tonight. But anyway, so everybody towards the end of the bat is going to pit early for the mediums now. I doubt the mediums are going to be lasting that long. As I look at my data, hold on a second, as I need to actually close a few windows because I don't really want to have some certain windows open. There we go. So, the medium tyres can only last 17 laps. So, how many laps have we done so far? So, we've done 25. So, unless there's another safety car, I believe that the drivers will have to make at least one more stop, the ones that are pitted. So, I don't blame the ones inside the top 8 not boxing. But the likes of Mata did. So Mata is looking for that early undercut. But surely he has to box again. But I have seen a few races where people pitted early for mediums and didn't make it work. But they were very aggressive and they were very good on pace. So, but these are different drivers compared to obviously the drivers I commentated on about, was it 4 months ago? I commentated on an Australia race, but it was commentating on a higher caliber of drivers, and obviously it was before any performance patch. Obviously the cars were a lot faster then, but obviously now it's been nerfed to match the right performance, which is good. And the curves are less deadly now, even though turn 12 could still be deadly. It's been deadly on a lot of games at the moment, so including this one. But anyway, so who let me just check who has made their stops. Mata has done 1 stop, Flexi has done 1 stop, so has Ryanberry. Ahmed has done 1 stop as well, Mike has done 1 stop, Nikon's done 1 stop, Kev's done 1 stop, and Tony has also done 1 stop. But Sam and Tony have gone for the hards. The hards could just about, I think, get to the end from here. So watch out for Tony and Flexi, I would say, outside the top 10, because they'll be on a more durable tyre. They won't be in punch territory, I don't think, because obviously the safety car will be at a reduced pace. But they're probably going to think there isn't going to be another safety car. If there is a safety car, I would say lap 20 onwards, they're pretty much screwed. Because obviously most people would go onto the soft tyres. The ones obviously just pitted onto mediums. So, you know, here we go then. Safety car is in at this lap. Interestingly that Casper hasn't saved much fuel. I thought he would go on to lean mixture, but he has decided to not go on to lean mixture, or it might just be the game glitching. It did that to me in Singapore. I did not like that whatsoever. It was an absolute nightmare, to tell you the truth. So, but anyway, here we go then. Who's going to get the better restart? Hopefully Casper knows how to do his restarts. And I think he's going to floor early, I think. And I think he does floor a bit early. But it is allowed, obviously, as long as you don't overtake. I think Panos had the better launch going in towards turn 1. Can he launch to the right-hand side of it? He does not. Iceman has dropped back a bit from these two, but look at Panos. He's getting a better traction in towards turn 3. Here he comes. Which way will he look? Will he look left or will he look right? Casper closing the door there very nicely. As Scrummy again from Panos. I think his setup is not helping him on a corner exit, I believe. So, Panos is not liking that one bit. Iceman getting himself a 3-second time penalty. So more time penalty at the moment as Peter's gone for a spin as well. I believe that is not turn 12. That is a corner that I was not expecting someone to spin at. But Deck, I have to say, fair play to Deck right now. Deck is in P4 on the grid in this race. He is doing a fantastic job. We'll just look at position changes. There we go. So, Casper and Panos up 1. Iceman up 2. Deck up 3. Obviously, a few people still yet to pit. Mata up the inside of Yuri. So, Mata is up into 7th position. Obviously, he has box. So, he'll be your net race leader at the moment as he's looking to try and dispatch Cliffy and Matt Ryan as well. Probably the ones at the front are probably regretting not boxing, but if there is another safety car, they could be back into this. Because they could be on the fresher tyres, so they're going to pretty much take your bed and lie in it. To be honest, you've chosen to stay out, so you've got to make the most of it. Kieran has got past Flexi as Kieran is up into 10th position. Don't forget that the medium tyres have a 1.5 second delta between a 5 temp delta between the mediums and the hards, and a 1.5 delta between the hards and the soft compounder tyres. So quite a big difference between the major tyres, but obviously it's how you deal with them. It may be different on pace as Kieran goes into, I believe it's turn 10. Yep, it is turn 10. Turn 9 and 10. Now, turn 9 is actually quite short, and then you go into turn 10 through here and then heading towards turn 11 as we got a yellow flag. As Casper, our race leader, has had a bit of a spin then. He's had a bit of a moment. He's not as invincible as I thought he would. And he's been passed by a lot of cars. And his tyre temperatures would be through the roof right now. So, to be honest, I shouldn't have said anything about Casper because he is struggling. But I don't think he's got any damage, so he is staying out. But Lee's past him, and I think Kieran could go past him as well. This could end in tears. Someone may have to back out here, but I think Casper doing enough just to keep Lee behind. Flexi is also on the back of this as well. And we know Flexi and Casper have quite similar pace, so Flexi would want to get past Lee ASAP. Matt Ryan and Mata having a bit of a battle there. Matt Ryan up to 5th. Mata stays in 6th position. Panos with a 3-second time penalty. I wasn't expecting time penalties to be oh so common around here, but you know, I think this track is proven to be a track where time penalties could play a massive factor around this circuit. And it could decide whether you're obviously P1 or P2 at the end of the day. So, turn 11 they go then. And DRS will be activated very, very soon. You did see the DRS enabled sign. So, Matt Ryan has a DRS from Cliffy then. So, I think obviously, if Matt Ryan did not have the DRS, I'm almost certain that Mata would have got past. But he didn't. Well, I think he did. He did now, eventually. He did eventually get past, but I think if it would have been an easy pass, as it were. That's what I was trying to say. So, Iceman in into the pits for his first stop of the evening, and that will be going to the end of the race. The strategy which I thought would happen, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. So, he's going on to the hards till the end. Will Panos and Acorn go for that undercut strategy? I will be looking to see how long the pit stop is around here, and that is something I forgot to. 1.5 seconds is the pit stop lane loss. So sometimes the undercut could work, sometimes the overcut. It does depend also on where you are around the track as well. But again, we will have to wait and see. And obviously, Cliffy will be the first person on the mediums on track. But obviously, he's yet to make a stop. So we'll watch, I think, Panos and Acon pitting within the next 2 laps. So I'm just seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers yet to make their first stops. As Ryan Berry on those fresher tyres gets past Yuri and up into 10th position. What about Cliffy? Cliffy, obviously, is going to get past Deck now because Deck is boxy. Is he going to go on to hards or is he going to go on to mediums? I think either one could work, I think, to the end. So, I think, but he is going to be playing it safe. He knows that the mediums can't get to the end, so he's going to go on to hards. I think that's what I would have done, so that was a good strategy from him. Obviously, Iceman doing the undercut on Deck, so Iceman is ahead of him at this moment in time. I don't know why Panos and especially Casper staying out, because obviously Casper with a few spins, his tyres would be gone, and obviously Matter just got past him now, and Matter's boxed, so yeah, Casper's going to lose a chunk of time right now, as New Garden has also gone into a spun, and luckily the ghosting system is on. Because otherwise that would have been a huge crash and there would have been a safety car. Could there be a safety car now? Because New Garden has no front wing at all. The Red Bulls are just not having any luck at the moment, as Matt Ryan has been passed by Sam. So Sam is up into 5th place. We're seeing a lot of moves being made in and to turn 13 at the moment. As Pete has picked himself a 3-second time penalty as well. So again, more time penalties being wrapped up. Matter though is going to get past Casper. I thought it'd be quite comfortably due to the nature of Casper's tyres, but Casper's doing a great job of defending off Matter's fresher tyres and obviously more durable tyres. I wonder if Casper's harvesting a little bit. He is. So this will be advantage Matter maybe, or I think Casper's giving Matter a run for his money at the moment. Because Matter might have to stop again. I don't know. Or will he be brave enough and get to the end? We do have a yellow flag. That is a Haas, I believe. That is Mike. We got New Garden obviously pitting for his damaged front wing. So he will be, I think he could. Oh, is he going on? He's going on softs. I don't think he was meant to do that. I thought he would have gone on hards personally. But he's going to, if there's a safety car, he can go on mediums to the end, no problem. Well, if there's a safety car any time from, like, I'd say now. So, Matter almost hitting the wall there. That was close for Matter. So, Matter would have the DRS. Casper does not. But again, with the dirty air, not quite close enough, unfortunately, for the Williams driver. As Panos, after a few laps, is going into the pits. Now, I would expect Panos and Casper to go onto mediums, because otherwise staying out for this long would be for nothing. So, mediums, I think, will go onto the car. Panos fully can read my mind there, and he goes on mediums, and so does Casper. So that will get to the end, I think, no problem. I don't know how Panos managed it, because he had a little bit of squirmy moments throughout the race so far, but we'll see. And with that massive undercut, Iceman's your net race leader at the moment. With three, if the tyres can get to the end. But obviously, Matter, Flexi, I don't know. Actually, no, I might be wrong. Matter, then Flexi, then It does depend on the tyre life. It does depend on the tyre life. So I don't know who to net anywhere at the moment. But meanwhile, Kieran and Leah having a nice battle 310 to turn 9 and 10 complex. But Kieran just about has the edge there, and he's actually closing in onto Matt Ryan. Ooh, that was very, very tight. I'm seeing a few people taking turn 12 very cautiously now as they saw what has happened to other drivers. As we have another yellow flag. That is, I think, another turn 12 victim. Yes, it is another turn 12 victim, I believe. Yeah, a damaged front wing for him. What a shame for him. He was having a good race, but luckily it was less worse than expected, so he could go into the pits. Luckily, it's no retirement for Lee. We only had one retirement so far of Kyle. There was a few crashes which I thought could be retirements, but obviously with their car control, they have it has improved dramatically around Australia, luckily, and it is obviously not as bad. So Cliffy will be coming in, I think, in about 4 or 5 laps time. Blah, 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 blah. Excuse my French. 4 or 5 laps time for the soft compound tyres. Most likely, I think. Most likely it will be. Or will he be praying for a late safety car, and that just could play lovely into his hands. Lee comes in for the hards. Well, he had to. He had damage. So he's going to be in a lonely 17th position. But he could chase down Mike, so he could have a nice battle in a way as well. So it's not over for him. We could see a Kev versus Iceman versus Tony battle soon, as Yuri's picked up a penalty. Let's give you a penalty update, just in case any of you Jeffs are watching. So, Flexi on 3 seconds. Matt Ryan's on 3 seconds. Ahmed's on 3 seconds. Kev's got a 5-second, I believe, is either through the safety car or a speeding in the pit lane penalty. So I think that might get removed if he has to pit again in the pit stops. Otherwise, it will get added to the end of the race. Iceman's on 3 seconds. Panos is on 3 seconds. So is Yuri, Pete, Mike, Lee, and Newgarden. So there we go. Everybody else squeaky clean. But obviously, I have not checked the warnings as it stands. So it could be a whole different story, or quite a few people could be on 2 warnings actually. So, Panos and Kev having a battle, or is it Kev that had a bit of a moment? It's hard to tell. We have McLaren that's off. That was Pete, I believe. Yeah, that was Pete, final corner. So he lost it there. Does he have any damage? Let me have a look. Not any obvious damage, I don't think. So he should obviously carry on with what he's got at the moment. A few people are in danger to obviously get lapped soon, and that is not where you want to be right now. You don't want to be lapped. But to be fair, all the times I race around Australia, I usually get lapped or DNF, so I can't really complain pretty much. As even though Cliffy's leading, he's pushing his ERS usage a lot. But he's probably going to try and keep Mata behind. But obviously Mata with the fresher tyres also. Not quite much though. So that could be an interesting battle. As Iceman and Tony having a bit of a scrap there. As well as Panos. Here comes Panos with the better run. And Tony's going to try and go left. He's going right. Panos going to go right. Into turn 3 then. And heading towards turn 4. He's going to hold his line. Nice and perfectly. And he's up into A position. Well done to Panos. So Panos is 1 position away of getting past Iceman. Obviously, Iceman pitting earlier than everybody else at this moment in time. Out of the ones that pitted after the safety car, because there was a few people that pitted during the safety car. As Ryan Berry's had a bit of a moment, actually. Where was that? That was final corner as well. So, same places where, obviously, Heat spun as well earlier. So not good. Definitely not good at all. As Newgarden has picked a Granada front wing change. I think the teams are going to invest in a lot of money after tonight, I have to say, on front wings, new front wings. How many front wings will they take to the next track? What is the next track, actually? I'll have a look. Next track is Kota, actually, next week. Not many front wings get damaged there usually, but penalties could play a massive factor. But again, we'll talk a little bit more about that next week, because we're not there till next week. Panos then. I think it's a lot closer to Iceman this lap. Iceman is running out of ERS, whereas Panos is managing his ERS very well. So I wonder if Panos is going to be very, very brave, but he's got to get his corner exits a lot better, so maybe down to his setup. Yellow flag. Is that another, or is it just yellow flag just popping up randomly? I think it was another yellow flag that popped up randomly, I think. So we've got Iceman versus Panos, and we got Casper as well also in this. So the more that Iceman and Panos are fighting, the more that obviously Casper can catch up. Maybe Tony as well. I did say watch out for Tony. And obviously I was commentating obviously last week. And the tyres came into effect. I think the hard tyres were the better tyre for some people. And yellow flag. Red Bull, I believe. Or is it? That is Newgarden again. He's not having the best of races, is he? But as long as he doesn't give up, he could still get something out of this. There could be another... Oh, it's going to be free abreast. It's going to be free abreast. But somehow they almost keep it on the road. But Panos made a bit of contact. It was hard to see through my cameras now, unfortunately. But Panos came out the worst out of these lot. And Sparny do not go free wide into turn one. It does not go. It does not go. Someone had to back off. Nobody backed off. And then boom, someone crashed. But it could have ended up in a lot worse situation. Casper's been very brave into turn 7. And he gets past Amin up to P7. He's got no penalties though, so if there is a safety car, Casper could be back in at this race. Obviously, he has had some issues earlier on, but he is recovering from them quite nicely as well. Yellow another yellow flag. Is it a red ball again? Well, it's the yellow red ball of Yuri because obviously Newgarden has just pitted for softs. A few people are struggling out there, but let's watch another battle, I believe. As we are seeing Iceman. I have to say Matt Ryan is holding his own. Obviously he's been on these tyres for quite a lot of the race so far. Pretty much the whole race. So, with obviously Iceman on newer tyres and more durable tyres. But obviously Matt Ryan I think is trying to hold his own until he gets to the soft tyre period. Amin I believe will be going on to the soft tyres as well, I believe. Yes, he does go on to the soft tyres. No, he does not. He goes on mediums. I thought it was. I swear he said softs for the time being, but it did not. But anyway, Iceman gets past Matt Ryan eventually up into P5. So, and I think Casper did as well. So Matt Ryan is dropping a little bit, but he's still holding his own. Set to free yellow flag. Red ball again. Who is it? Let me have a look. It is Newgarden. I think he's already a lap down, so he could be 2 laps down at this point. But, you know, it's a bit of a shame for him. But Casper's got DRS on Iceman. Could this be the move, the breakthrough moment that Casper's looking for? In and towards turn 13, he does not. A little bit too further back for him to do so. Panos, though, trying to do a similar move, but he is a little bit more successful with Tony trying to get the switcheroo, which he does not, as there was a little bit of a lag spike on stream. I do apologise about that, but Panos is in 8th position, but he's got time penalties, whereas Tony does not. So as long as Tony stays within Panos' range, then it's fine. And Newgarden has retired. Not really that surprised there with the amount of front wings he's damaged, unfortunately. So he has, I think, retired in the pit lane. Meanwhile, Casper and I believe it's Iceman are fighting between turn 4 and 5. Very tricky set of left and right handers coming up here. And if you don't nail this, you could end up into a spin. We lost one Alfa Romeo today. We don't want to lose another one. Turn 7, they go. They made just a little bit of contact there, but they kept on the road. Casper, I believe, is ahead of Iceman now, quite comfortably now, up into 5th place. But he's about 7.4 seconds behind Kieran, so he's got a lot of work to do to try and get past Kieran. But never say never. Anything could happen in Formula 1, and it usually does, ladies and gentlemen. And we've seen quite a few surprising moments as Panos gets past Matt Ryan again. So I wonder if one of them had a bit of a spin. Matt Ryan, I believe, got a another penalty. And meanwhile, Mata has boxed. So I had a feeling he wasn't going to do the 2-stop, the 1-stop. So Mata is going on to soft. Cliffy's into 3rd. for pitting and staying out for as long as he did. He's in fair position. I have to say, fair play to him. And he's got a good delta to try and catch up to the top two. He could win this race with the pace that he's setting at the moment. And he could get fastest lap as well. Don't forget, if you're inside the top 12 and set the fastest lap of this race, you will get extra, I think it's either 1 or 2 points. I can't remember. But that will be insane. As Mata is also trying to make his way through the field. He's got past one car of Matt Ryan up to 7th position. So maybe putting on the safety car was the best option for Mata. And he's now catching the medium and hard runners at the moment. But Kieran is in a dangerous territory. He could be on punchy territory right now, which is a bit worrying. But he could be a driver that proves me wrong, and he could just go on and win his race. But with the way that the tyres are going at the moment, I doubt it. But as I was saying that, Kieran is in the pits, so he's going to go on to softs as well. He's going to drop quite a bit down the order. I believe Flexi would try and get those tyres to the end of the race, but you just know that Cliffy is captain, so... But he's going to do his best to hold his own, because there's some drivers that may not get to the end there. 3.7 seconds is the gap. Don't forget, between the hards and the softs, sorry, 1.049 seconds per lap they gain. So within a few laps time, Cliffy will be in striking distance of Flexi. And he is within, he is the net race leader at the moment, because Flexi just have a time penalty. He has 3, so as long as Cliffy doesn't get a time penalty, he can win this race now. So he's just got to keep it together and keep it clean. Mata has dispatched quite a few more cars, and he's going to probably dispatch another one as we have another yellow flag. And it is the Haas driver of Mike that spun in turn 3? 4? I don't know. But he spun it. But I don't want to go on board with him, because obviously there's quite a lot of intense battles that we got to go on board with. As Cliffy has set the final fastest lap so far. 1.4 seconds. He's almost within DRS range. This could be crunch time for the Aston Martin driver. I do believe he's won a race so far. How many points has he got? Let me just check the standings. He's currently sitting in 15th at the moment, and obviously you gain a lot if you win the race. So he would probably jump just ahead of Kev if he obviously wins. 4 tenths of the gap now. We are seeing Mata dispatching Panos and Iceman, actually, as Panos gets past Iceman into turn 10. Fair play to him. But let's watch Cliffy as he looks to try and get the first attempt. This is his first chance, but not quite close enough. But let's see if Mata can try and close in on to Casper. Panos though is going to try and get past his championship rival. They made a bit of contact, which will allow Iceman back into the party. 3 abreast into turn 13. Quite a few people going squirming, especially Panos, but Panos holding his line up to 4th place still. Mata is not liking this, as Cliffy and Flexi with the DRS. Cliffy is your race leader with those fresher softs and the softest tyre available to all the drivers. It was inevitable at this moment in time, even though he didn't have to do it. He was worried that a few more people could catch up, so he's got the job done. And I think his main focus is to get the gap, maybe 3 seconds, just in case he does get that penalty. Meanwhile, it's still made a good contact between Mata and Iceman, as Mata goes off the track. Not ideal if you ask me, but Iceman is staying in 5th position, but Mata will be ahead anyway, because Iceman has 6 seconds. Mata does not have any penalties, but again, I have no co-commentator with me in the box, so I can't check penalty warnings. And I can't check how many people are close enough to a penalty, unfortunately. So, but hopefully there's something I could check in future games where it's easy to check warnings. Maybe another setting in a DL, like saying how many warnings people got. That would be good. That would be good from Codemasters. So Codemasters, if you're watching, can we get one for warnings as well on the same screen? Because otherwise you have to go onto Race Direct and it's very annoying. But anyway, lap 24 out of 29, Cliffy leads. Already he has pulled a 2.6 second gap on Cliffy. That I have to say is insane. Well, actually no, Cliffy's pulled a 2.9 second gap on Flexi, sorry. Not himself. Jesus Christ. And so we got a yellow flag. That is Flexi's teammate of Pete has gone for another spinneroonie, unfortunately. As he's going side by side. Well, he was going side by side with someone, but it is a lapped car, because obviously he's been lapped by Cliffy. So there we go. A few more laps to go. Let us know who you think is going to be winning this race. Will it be Cliffy still? Will Flexi hold on to P2? Or will Casper close in on those soft tyres? Let me get the tyres up again for you. More yellow flags. People are starting to struggle a little bit more. As Lee had a bit of a spin, I think, as he goes into the pits. So he's going to go on to softs as well. Plenty of opportunity. I don't think there's going to be a safety car at this moment in time. I just think it will be a bit too late. But I have seen in some races in the past where just safety cars just ruin your, like, it just come out like lap 26 or something, and then there's 2 green flag running rate laps, and some people just can't catch up. And so let's hope we do not get one. But I was expecting, I think, a few more safety cars. So I think a majority of drivers are keeping it clean. So I think it may just be that the reason we get DNFs in Australia makes it's usually the first race of a season. So if you want less DNFs in Australia, have it midway through the season, towards the end of the season. It works. It works, okay? Well, we'll see. This was where Australia was going to be if it was going to be held last year in 2021, but it never did. So, but like I said, hopefully it does. Now, there is obviously going to be a few changes to the Australia track in real life, which I think it's turn 10, I believe. No, that's Spain. I was thinking turn 8. I don't know how they're going to do it, but obviously, hopefully that will be put into the Cody's games for F1 2022. Those changes as well. So, and obviously Spain has had a few changes. Saudi Arabia, I think, is probably going to have a few changes as well, because obviously it was quite controversial, like with the layout and quite a few DNFs and red flags and blah 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 blah. And there were some parts of the track which was a bit unsafe, to tell you the truth, but it is to be expected. Anyway, Flexi is now on the hands of Casper. Casper is now up into second position. So, sorry, I did not see that battle, but Casper is holding his own out there. To be honest, Flexi's 22 lap tyres. It's not doing him a world of favours at the moment. The closest battle on track, but can he close in on Casper still, or will it be too little, too late? Turn 12, there you go, as, yeah, Casper's pulling away quite massively now, so Casper's tyre advantage is helping him at the moment. Kieran doing a great job on those softs, even though his internet is not the best at the moment. But he is trying to close in onto Iceman as well. He's got no penalties, so you'll be P5 anyway. We'll jump a few cars. Does Casper have more time penalties than Flexi? No, he has the same. Okay, so this will be, if Flexi wants to challenge Casper again, it will be for position. And with Cliffy's gap between himself, Casper and Flexi being around 6.8 seconds. I mean, that is just absolutely massive. As Yuri gets himself another penalty, 3 seconds added. So did Deck as well. That could strongly change some of the results of this race. So you got to try and get no penalties as well, like Kieran does. Yellow flag. Is that a red ball? That is Yuri who's spun. He's spun. Oh no, another damaged front wing. Red Bull doesn't give you wings on this track, unfortunately, in VSL. So he's going to try and limp it into the pits, go onto some softs, and try and get still the fastest lap, even though you don't get a point, but try and steal it from your competitors. So there we go. A bit unfortunate for the Red Bulls. I think I'm not going to mention anything about the Red Bulls now next week. I'm not going to mention it at all, because otherwise they're going to end up crashing again next week. So I'm not going to say anything. So the Red Bull drivers can blame me for the amount of crashes right now. But anyway. So not much battling happening towards the end of this Grand Prix, unless you're Ryan Berry or Kev. That was very nicely put from Ryan Berry, actually. Casper's on 6 seconds. So if Flexi gains about 3 tenths on Casper, then Flexi will get P2. So Flexi will need to push. He can see it as well on the penalty board that obviously Casper got an extra one. So unless Flexi doesn't get another one. No, Flexi has not got another one. So all good for him. Fair play to obviously Kieran, Cliffy and Kev for not getting any penalties so far. Yuri's on a whopping 17 seconds. But anyway, another yellow flag, but we will ignore that because I believe that is Pete, I believe. It might be Pete. Yeah, it is Pete. So, as Pete has retired from the session, it would have been a safety car, I believe, if it was a few laps ago. But obviously, we've got only 2 laps to go this race, so obviously it'll be too late for a safety car. So, we will see how this pays off for the Mercedes driver of Kev, who is 1 place above points now. Because obviously, with Ryan Berry's 3-second penalty, he will jump up, but he's getting a lot on those tyres, because obviously Ryan's on the hards and they're starting to go old. Kev's is still relatively newer, I should say, and it's doing a brilliant job. Final lap of this race, and Cliffy has got the final sets to go. He's passed turn 12 for the last time. Luckily he didn't bin it there, but he timed it perfectly. He obviously stayed out when a lot of people chose to come in. The safety car did help him, obviously, because of the mediums. He could go and do a medium to soft strategy. There was no safety car. He probably would have been forced to go on the hards. Cliffy's tyre management has been exceptional today. Cliffy comes across the line and he wins in Australia. He wins in Melbourne. Casper comes across the line and will take second. I believe he'll keep second, unless Flexi gains about 1.5 seconds in the final corner, which he does not. So Flexi will say third. Panos will come across the line in 4th, so you will gain on Matter this week. So obviously Matter scored quite low this week. Kieran actually gets 4th because of he getting no penalties. Tony comes across the line in 7th. Obviously penalties could change that. Let me get the penalties up actually. There we go. Deck will come across the line in 8th. Matter will be 9th. So the 2 Williams drivers quite close indeed. Matt Ryan will be 10th, and I think he'll keep 10th because the gap is just too further behind just to catch up. So yeah, Matt Ryan will keep 10th. Ahmed will get 11th. And Ryan Berry, at the moment, will get your final point on track. Obviously, with Ryan Berry getting no penalties unless Kev picks up a penalty in the final corner. It will be Kev getting the point. It was a tough race by some of the drivers, but some people have hold it steady. Sam was very happy with that podium, actually. So, obviously, he's had a few moments in this race, and he was just saying in the chat, what a result. So, he's happy. Obviously, Cliffy getting driver of the day. I think the most happiest person on the grid right now would be Cliffy. And Casper, nice recovery drive as well to second. It could have been a race win if he didn't spin. I'm not going to lie, it could have been a race win, unfortunately, for Casper, but he just got a bit greedy sometimes. But anyway, we are about to wrap up the stream, but before we do that, we will go through the results. So, Cliffy wins from Casper, Flexi, Kieran, Panos, Iceman, Tony, Matta, Deck, and Matt Ryan are your top 10. Ahmed and Kev are your final point scorers. And then we got Ryan Berry, Lee, Mike, Yuri. Well, Yuri is classified as well as Pete. And your retirements are Newgarden and Kyle. So, only 2 DNFs, which is quite good. Probably the less DNFs I've seen in Australia, but that's probably because they've had a lot more time to practice. So it is going to be a 4-way fight for the championship now, which I have to say is pretty good. It was 2, but now it's 4, which is brilliant. So thank you all for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to unfold for the final 4 races. We've got USA, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi, who will come out on top between Matta, Panos, we got Flexi, and Kieran is still in the fight as well, don't forget. So, watch out for those. I think Kyle, with his DNF this week, I think that puts him out of the championship fight. But the top 4, I wish him the best of luck for the final 4 races. I've been Jess Games 95. Sorry if my commentary was not up to par tonight. I don't know why. Probably because I've only done 1 a week ago. Usually I'm doing like 2 or 3 a week, which just helped me get rid of the rust, but I do apologise. Hopefully it'll be back to normal standards next week, but make sure you stay tuned for Kota. Final plug for our sponsors. Use the code VSL F1 for 10% off by going onto their website, rogueenergy.com. We will see you next week for United States Grand Prix. Have a good evening as I try to find the right scene. There we go. We will see you soon. Goodbye.